Welcome back to another episode of the Ark Switch Survival Guide. Today we are going to teach you all about the Ghillie Suit and how to make a full set of Ghillie Armor. Now this is a really cool set of armor, pun intended, it actually keeps you very cool in the hot jungles. But there's a lot of other cool things about it, and we'll teach you all about what makes Ghillie Armor so unique and why you want to get some. And we're also going to fight off this super pack of 4 raptors all at the same time if you watch till the end. We're also going to show you how to get the organic polymer that you need in order to craft the Ghillie Suit, because the Ghillie Suit is one of the very few things that you have to use the organic polymer instead of just regular polymer to actually craft. So we'll show you a lot of different methods to get that, and we're also going to teach you a couple alternatives to the Ghillie Suit, which can also keep you very cool in the hot jungles where we live, including this cool way to actually make ice water and get a little buff that keeps you cooler in the jungles. So be sure to watch till the end and we'll show you all kinds of good stuff in this episode. So you're probably wondering why I suddenly have an interest in actually getting a suit of Ghillie Armor, because I've been keeping reasonably cool as long as I wear 1 or 2 pieces of Ghillie Suit that I already have. But there's your answer right there. There is a beehive across this river, and I didn't know they even spawned in this area. But I definitely want to tame some bees in the next episode. A beehive is really helpful for a lot of reasons, but the best way to tame bees is to have a full Ghillie Suit, and if you have every piece of Ghillie Armor on, it protects you to some degree from bee stings. So we'll tell you all about that in the next episode. Now I have 2 pieces of Ghillie Armor already that I got in loot drops. You can get them from blue and purple loot drops, and I happened to get the shoes during my Christmas episode, and I sang a whole song about those Christmas shoes. Actually, I didn't sing a whole song. That song drives me crazy, but check out that episode if you haven't seen it. It's pretty great. We did a Christmas special back in the day. So at level 33, you can unlock the entire armor set for the Ghillie Armor, and I'm going to go ahead and learn all of these pieces because I want to make some backups in case some of them break. I got a whole bunch of organic polymer, and unlike a lot of things, you can only use organic polymer to craft the Ghillie Suit. You cannot use regular polymer. Most of the time, those 2 things are interchangeable, and you can use organic polymer in place of regular polymer, but this is one of the few items that it has to be organic polymer. Now let me show you a real quick clip of how I actually got all of that organic polymer, and I did a whole episode where I harvested a whole bunch of organic polymer, and I'll give you a lot more information about it and how you can get all the organic polymer you need for a Ghillie Suit. So I'll drop a link in the description to the full episode on how to find this spot and how I actually got like 30 organic polymer that you need to make the entire Ghillie Suit. But for now, I'll just give you a quick rundown. These little ducks down here are called Hesperornis, and where I am is actually the starting zone 2. It's just south of where my base location is, and we spent a lot of time in this little lagoon, so definitely check out that episode to get all of the information about this. But one thing to note is if you use a wooden club or a sword to actually harvest the Hesperornis, it'll give you a lot more organic polymer than what I'm getting right now. I'm just using my Pteranodon, and organic polymer actually spoils reasonably quickly, so it's a good idea once you get enough to craft 1 piece of Ghillie Armor to go ahead and craft it as quickly as you can. So you need about 30 organic polymer to make the entire suit, and I got enough on that expedition where I was looting beaver dams, and so I'm just going to go ahead and use all of that before it spoils. So I'm going to craft each piece that I need and make sure I have the entire suit of Ghillie Armor. Now each piece of Ghillie Armor gives you something like 40 hyperthermic insulation, which means it keeps you cool. So even just having like 2 pieces of Ghillie Armor usually is enough to keep you cool in most jungles. Now you can also keep cool in a couple other ways, which we'll show you in a minute, but usually just having a couple pieces of Ghillie Armor is enough. Now I didn't tell you this, but you can actually get a lot of organic polymer if you go up to the snow biomes. There's a lot of penguins out there, and penguins drop tons of organic polymer, and you can technically go around taking down and clubbing penguins and getting all the organic polymer you need. But my wife loves penguins, and she would never forgive me if I went and killed penguins, so you will never see me killing any penguins. I have no remorse for killing those stupid Hesperornis ducks, though. Those things are super annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the full set of Ghillie Armor, and something is shooting out here, so I'm just going to double check what's going on here. Okay, just a parasaur. There's a lot of stuff that spawns down here, and quite a lot of dangerous carnivores, like that huge pack of raptors. Okay, so it looks like we've got maybe two packs of raptors combined. Usually they spawn with 3 raptors at a time, and I'm seeing 4 raptors, so we'll have to take those out if we want to actually tame some bees later. But check this out. This is the full set of Ghillie Armor. And another interesting thing about this is it actually makes you harder to see from dinosaurs. So if you are planning to tame a Tapehara using the traditional method where you sneak up on it, it's a really good idea to equip your Ghillie Armor, and if you hold down the right stick, you'll actually crawl along the ground and be much harder for that Tapehara to see you. So it's really helpful for sneaking up on dinos. Now, one alternative to getting Ghillie Armor is if you get an otter, it will actually give you a lot of hyperthermal insulation. You can see right here I've got like no hyperthermal insulation with this suit, but as soon as I put on the otter, it's actually going to give me a lot. It's about as effective as a couple of pieces of the Ghillie Armor. So if you just go tame an otter and wear it around like a scarf, I guess because they're nice and wet and cool, they just keep you cool enough that you can do pretty well in the jungles. So that added quite a lot of hyperthermic insulation. And the more you increase the melee damage on your otter, the cooler it keeps you. Now, another trick a lot of people don't know about is if you put a canteen, water skin, or water jar in the refrigerator, I'm not 100% sure about the water skins, but it will actually chill the water for you. And after a while, after about a minute of leaving it in there, it will turn it into ice water. And once that happens, you'll see a little ice cube on the icon. So here we are, about a minute later, and as you can see here, there's a little ice cube on this canteen. And what that does is each time we take a sip of water, it gives us a buff that keeps us a lot cooler. Now, the easiest way to cool down is to just jump in a river, but in a dangerous area, that's not always the best thing for you because rivers are usually pretty dangerous. But if you look on the bottom right-hand side of my screen, next to the little fire icon that shows I'm hot, we've got this little ice cube icon, and you can see right here it's giving me like 70 hyperthermic insulation, which is pretty darn good, and it lasts for about 45 seconds to a minute. So, you can go about 3 minutes without being hot if you just keep a full canteen full of ice water. So that's not a bad way to do that there. And really, even though I spend most of my time in the jungles, I probably would not have bothered with the full ghillie suit if I was not going to be taming these bees really soon. So just keep that in mind, and even after you have tamed the bees, it's really good to have a suit of ghillie armor, because unless you're wearing every piece of ghillie armor, when you open your own beehive, even after they're tamed, they will still sting you and bring you halfway to death. So it's really nice to just have a ghillie armor suit that you can use as a beekeeping outfit. Now, I don't want these raptors around because they are going to make it really hard to tame this bee, so I'm just going to try to take out this whole pack of raptors all at the same time. Now, raptors are not very good swimmers. You can see how slow they are at swimming, and they don't really like going in the water very much either, but they're very slow in the water. So if you're getting chased by a raptor, sometimes if you jump in the water, especially if you have a high oxygen stat, you can outrun them in the water, and you might even get lucky and they're the ones that get eaten by the shark instead of you. So my Plant Species X turrets should be on and working and shooting these raptors, but they don't seem to be. Yep, that is awake, so it seems to be glitching. But we have a nice little fortress here, which should keep us pretty safe anyway. And let me just see if I can find these dang raptors that are now running all over the place. So let's see here. Well, they're around here somewhere. I can hear them. So let me see if I can... Oh, now this guy's shooting. Okay, great. At least this turret's working. So normally these guys would all have been taken out pretty quickly by these other two turrets, but there seems to be some kind of a weird glitch going on. We'll figure that out in a second. But for now, I'm just going to peck at these guys a little bit from my Pteranodon, and if I can get them out in front of this other turret, that should take them down pretty quickly. Now you'll notice this one raptor in the middle is kind of glowing orange. It looks like he's got fire on his back, and that's because he is the pack leader. It's not an alpha raptor. A lot of people get that confused, but it does have a buff being the pack leader, which makes it a lot more dangerous, and that's usually given to whatever raptor is the highest level in the pack. So I'm just flying around in circles and letting the piranhas and my plants take care of these raptors, and I'm trying to eat them before the piranhas eat their corpses because I do want to get some food here. And great, the piranhas helped me kill the raptors, and now we're going to kill the piranhas. So that worked out pretty well, actually. But yeah, so a river is not a bad place to fight raptors. They just kind of have a little trouble in the water there. You know, those tiny little legs don't do too well swimming, I guess. But I do want to make sure I don't fall in the water in the process. So yeah, I think we got that pretty well covered, and I'm going to spend a couple minutes clearing out the rest of this area to make sure nothing's going to bother us while I actually fight those bees, because taming bees is really difficult. So I hope this episode was helpful. I hope it taught you a lot about the Ghillie Suit and how to make your own Ghillie Suit, and some alternatives so you don't have to make a Ghillie Suit, because that can be a real pain to get all of that organic polymer. So if this was helpful, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We have a challenge to reach 1,200 subscribers, and we'll bring you a really fun special video for that. So be sure to subscribe if you have not already, and hit that notification icon, ring the bell, and it will make sure to notify you when the next episode comes out. And we'll see you next time, where we show you how to tame some bees on Ark. And we will show you the exciting conclusion to this battle that we're having right now with this stupid Pegomastax. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching this video from the Ark Survival Guide. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can bring you more great guides like this one. Ark is an amazing game, but there is so much to learn before you can really enjoy it. We are dedicated to bringing you high-quality guides, tutorials, and Let's Play videos that are fun, helpful, clean, and suitable for the entire family. There's a tutorial in this series for everything we have done so far in this video. Check out these playlists for more episodes from this series and other guides to help you enjoy your journey on Ark.